Hello Aries, welcome back to Peony Lore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things. This is going to serve for all sun, moon, and rising sign of Aries from the 18th all the way through the 24th. Now we have a shit ton of cards to get through this week, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is shuffle the cards for the sun, the moon, and the rising, because you guys will have extra messages while I give you the astral details up front. So Aries, this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is all you, okay? We have on Monday, of course, the full movement of Jupiter going direct and Mercury going direct, but those energies are going to be a little bit sticky until we get into Scorpio season, really on the 22nd of this month. And then, of course, you know, there could be a little bit more shadow period for another week and some change. So just, you know, for the remainder of the month, just kind of look out. But a lot of things are going to move forward this particular week, okay? Then on Thursday and Friday, after the full moon, okay, we have the full moon in Aries that shows up on Wednesday the 20th. Then Thursday and Friday belongs to Taurus, okay? Then Saturday and Sunday belongs to the sign of Dear Woman, words. Gemini. Good gravy! Woo! Had to think about that one really hard. Sorry about that. Yeah, so kind of going in order as we get down to the new year, in a sense, with what we have going on here. So very excited to be able to deliver you guys the information that we have. The best days out of the week are going to be Friday and Sunday from an energetic perspective. But before I get into the details for you guys, I am going to start with, as we always do, the sacred geometry, and then I'm going to pull the individual stacks for the sun, the moon, and the rising sign of Aries. So make sure you stick to the end for the extra messages for yourself. But for all Aries, sun, moon, and rising, here is your message from Archangel Michael. This is what you all need this upcoming week. Got it. Oh wow. Okay, this is a common one. You guys seem to get this one a lot, but what we have is joy, finding your joy, okay? Create joy and happiness. So this is going to be a good week for you to be able to crack that, honestly, okay? So what do we got going on here? So on Monday, like I said, and while I'm talking about the astral, I'm just going to pull sun, rising, and moon stacks. I'm not going to pay attention to them. I'll read them at the end. So on Monday we have a lot of interesting things. Like I said, we have Jupiter and Mercury finally going direct. Now we have a really juicy trine that shows up for you guys. We have Mars having a conversation with Libra. So that's the energy of the power and justice coming together. But they're having a conversation with Jupiter in Aquarius. So we're talking about something that needs to be changed and balanced for you guys. And then we're talking about how the expansive portion of Jupiter is going to be able to work out with the expansive thought process that you have. So that's kind of the conversation that's happening for you guys, Aries. I think that's wonderful. That means there's a lot of good, gorgeous momentum that's happening. The other thing I find that's super sexy for you guys specifically is that you have obviously the moon and Aries showing up, but on Monday it shows up with the Chiron in Aries. So owning our shit, shining the light on potentially what that could be for owning our shit, right? Every sign is going to have that. Every sign has got to face up to what it is that they have to be able to face up to, but you guys are up front and close. So here we go. Then when we get to, thank you, universe, thank you. Then when we get to, let's see, we get to the energy of Wednesday on that full moon. Then we have a little bit of kerfluffle with Pluto, okay, and the energy of the devils. What do we got? Capricorn. Sorry. So there could be a little bit of a square there, and that has a lot to do with really the forward momentum that we have with Jupiter and Capricorn and the duty. So it's like, okay, what do we really have to do with this churn? It's really going to challenge you on that day to really kind of own the next steps. So if you've owned up to yourself, if you've gone within, if you've taken the advice from your spirit guides or whoever else is in your particular pantheon, then what that means is that you're going to be given the tools and the details on this day. So there's going to be some time that you're going to have to sit and think about some things, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, but you are going to get the information that it is that you need. We have another one that wants to come out here. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So like I said, if you happen to have Taurus or you happen to have Gemini in your chart, then you're really sitting pretty this particular week. And if you don't, that's fine. But we get down into the energy of Friday, like I said, when the sun enters into Scorpio. So we're going to hit Scorpio season right on the Friday the 22nd, and so we do have a couple of juicy meetups there. Now when the sun goes into the sign of the moon goes into the sign of Taurus, it actually shines the light on the practical aspects of what Pluto, the expansive world, is trying to get you to understand, and that whole situation with Capricorn and your duty and your perseverance. What are you owning up to at that particular moment? And it's going to shine the light on the practical side of how you can apply those things. So I'm really excited to kind of see what happens for you guys on that day. When we get into Saturday, the sun enters physically into the sign of Scorpio. So, if you have that in your chart, then again, this is going to be a really good day. And that's good. Up until then, it's been in Libra. So happy birthday to any of the Libras that are out there for this week. This is Sun. This is Rising. And this is Moon. Those are your extra messages for the end of this particular reading, okay? So we'll be able to figure out kind of what that looks like for all of you guys. Now, we're going to pull 2 cards to support the overall for you, Aries, okay? Here in just a second, but I want to get into the juiciness that happens when we get into Sunday, because on Sunday, what makes it sexy is that we have this gorgeous trine with the moon in Gemini that trines that Jupiter in Aquarius momentum. So conversation, communication on this day is going to be fabulous for the actual thought process for ideas and moving forward. Okay, so you're really being asked, because Mercury is still in its retrograde phase up until Friday, technically, to kind of get your notes out from the previous period of time since Mercury went in September. Thank you. And kind of pay attention to what it is that you may have had listed. Okay, we have 2 different cards from the Starseed Oracle, so we will read those for you here in just a minute. And then the dragons wanted to come out and they wanted to offer you guys a little bit of extra va-va-voom. So I'm going to pull these and then we're going to lay out the cards for your week. We will have a couple more that's going to come out. Like I said, we have a crap ton of cards and I'm totally fine with that. So here we go. Dragons for Aries this particular week. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Woo! It's this one here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up so quickly. Appreciate that. Okay, so here is what we have here. So along with creating joy and happiness this week, because Aries, you guys are really coming into a couple of different changes here. Creating joy and happiness, getting back to childlike enthusiasm. I'll pull the crystals in a little bit, but I'm going to tell you right now that citrine is going to come out. I'm going to tell you that anything that supports the solar plexus is going to come out, also root chakra. So anything that's from a base perspective that makes you happy, red, carnelian, but really as you're working on those root and to your sacral and your solar plexus, anything from red, orange, yellow is really going to be supportive for you this particular week. But I'll clarify that when we get to the end. Creating your happiness. Now, here are some words to focus on. So we'll figure out what this means. Firstly, it says to embrace your weirdness and face your true north. You may not be for everyone. Okay, so this is from the Starseed Oracle deck. And the reality of the situation is just that. You may not be for everyone. You may be doing something completely different, and you might be the black sheep of your family, and you might be the only one that has certain thought processes when it comes to politics or religiosity or stuff that's going on in the stars, and you may not be for everyone, but there's something very, very unique about you, and you need to hone in and own that part of your happiness right now, because you are all you are always going to have in your entire life, regardless of the good people that come into your world and things of that nature. You always have to be comfortable with yourself. Okay, The other card that we have here is the I'm sorry card. Defenselessness, righting any past wrongs, and then uprooting. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense for when Chiron goes into your sign. And you're asked to be owning your stuff when it comes to that Monday. I really do like that. So, hey, if you have to apologize for some past wrongdoings because you are who you are, then just own it and then get back into your joy, right? Listen to this. So, Starseeds, here we go. The golden Christed dragon comes down, bringing you the higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. So, we've talked about this a couple of different times, but I'll say it again. We talked about the Christ light. What we're talking about is the galactic grid held by Archangel Metatron, bringing in the galactic solar energies, okay? So it doesn't mean Jesus the Christ, but Jesus the Christ and Buddha and so many other people were actually a part of what we call the Christed grid, bringing a part down of that solar logos that we have. So remain in your highest level of capacity. Make sure that you are staying in your 5D thought process at that moment as much as you possibly can, and let go of any negativity. So say you're sorry if you have to say that to somebody, okay? Listen to somebody telling you that they're sorry about something and then move on from it. You may not be for everyone. Stay in your lane. There's something specific in it for you, and then creating your joy that will help you this week to stay in your joyful moment, letting bygones be bygones and moving on to the next level. Okay, so we are going to go down and lay, since I'm already 11 minutes into it, we're going to go ahead and lay down the cards for every single day this week, and then we'll do clarifiers as we always do. Okay. All right, so this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising from the 18th through the 24th. We got the first one down. Monday. Whoa! Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday. Okay. Saturday and Sunday, please, for our Aries. Saturday. Sunday. Wow. Okay. Do you want me to? Nope. Flip them. But, okay. So here's what's been going on with you, guys. Some of you are now starting to really pay attention to your intuition. Some of you are really starting to own your different star stuff, your different in nudges from the universe. You're starting to really pay attention to those different types of things that are coming to you. Therefore, there are some big changes. Now, all but one of these cards, too, presented themselves in the reverse position. So in using the Psychic Tarot deck, we don't read them in the reverse, but I am going to honor the fact that they showed up in reverse, and we will do some deeper dives. And I am going to, once again, bring out the in-between tarot deck just to kind of get down to the nubs on that one. I'll put them here, but I will flip everything else around, okay? So the first thing that we have is Foundations and Achievements here on Monday. So Foundation and Achievement, that's the 11-11, stay in your lane zone, kind of, okay? Foundations and Achievements, we're talking about roots, family, house, home, literal home, okay? Your physical house. We're talking about anything that's pleasurable and honorable in this particular sector. This is like really fourth house level kind of information that's coming through, but we are talking about your foundations and achievements. If you felt that there's been some challenges that's been going on with that, then there is a specific factor that is in this for you. Perhaps it's a partner, perhaps it's children, as we sit here and we look at the joy and happiness. Whatever the situation may be for you on Monday, Foundations and Achievements is going to come up to you. Now, again, this is the day where Chiron and Aries is calling Aries out on their stuff specifically. So they're asking you to own your involvement in whatever the situation might be for you. Okay? That's the whole kit and caboodle of the day. But again, Mars and Libra are coming in and having conversations about making sure that things are leveled out if there has been some challenges or things of that particular nature. All right. When we move to the energy of Tuesday, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, again, it was in the reverse position, but if we go and flip it upright, What we have here is moving forward. Now, this one is called recognition and reward, but the Three of Pentacles means a couple of different types of things, okay? You have a couple special things that are happening on this day. You have an opposition now that is happening with that Mars and Libra. So where that conversation is still going, Monday, Tuesday, Mercury gets involved in that situation as well. So you have an opposition to Mercury in Libra. You also have an opposition to Mars in Libra. So there's a lot of chitter chatter in the universe that's trying to move things out. But Venus in Sagittarius is wanting to, again, Venus, smooth things out as far as forward momentum and forward direction. So that's what shows up here on Tuesday, recognition and reward. Three of Pentacles can sometimes indicate that there is new foundations, there's growth. Okay, so if you pin it towards the actual home, for me, what I get for some of you guys is that there's some improvements that are getting ready to show up. For others, there's going to be some differences that are going to be showing up in the household, but if there were older energies that were a little bit wonky, they are going to kind of smooth themselves out, and then people are going to kind of get back on track. You got to give all these energies a couple of days before and after, because many of you are sensitive and you're already starting to feel some of these different energies. But what we have on Wednesday is victory and success. We have the Six of Rods energy that kind of comes through. Wednesday's the day where we have the moon entering into the sign of Taurus later on in the evening, and we also have the full moon on this particular day in Aries. So again, I'd be calling on your pantheon of people, maybe doing a burn list and releasing anything from the past that was been challenging or problematic or argumentative or any of those different types of things, so that you can be ready to move forward now into this cycle in whatever benefit that has for you and yours. Okay, now when we get down to the energy of Thursday, here we go. We had this last week. The Seven of Cups was in the energy for everyone for this upcoming week, but specifically for you, it's coming up, making sure that you're choosing wisely. Seven of Cups is saying that there's lots of opportunities that are here, and the only thing that you have to do is take one cup at a time. The reason why people call it confusion is because you want to grab a hold and honor everything that's being presented to you, but you can't. You have to be able to start with one and then go to two and then go to three. So just prioritize a little bit about what is the most important thing for you. Go into meditation, ask your angels, ask whoever's in your pantheon to kind of help you make those different types of decisions. But there are some glorious things that are getting ready to happen, okay? I like the energy about this. Now, when we get to the energy of Friday, what we have is the Two of Wands energy. In this deck, it's called the waiting game, meaning a decision has been or will need to be made. In the pantheon of the fire, okay, when we get to the energy of Thursday, we're talking about Taurus now being involved. But again, Venus is here with that Sagittarius energy about let's go, 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 go. That fire energy, the practical things that have to happen. So either you're going to make a decision or you're being asked to consider a decision at this point. And the universe always says you can go left or you can go right whenever you have the Two of Rods show up, because the universe has an outcome that it like basically meets in the middle, regardless of whether you go left or right, okay? Now, we have the energy of, that was Friday, Saturday's energy. Okay, so Friday's energy, when we have, let me just back this train up. Why do I feel like I missed a card? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that was Friday. Okay. It's still the same Sagittarius energy. What else is going on Friday? Oh yeah, so we have the trine now with Pluto in Capricorn. So practical things that need to happen for your expansion, world energy that shows up here. Okay, so that's where that goes. Now, Saturday's energy, we have the Three of Swords, heartache and loss. Now, let me just tell you about this, okay? This is when the sun enters into the sign of Scorpio. And the sun entering into Scorpio, and then the moon is actually in Gemini. So there's a little bit of some conversation that really wants to happen with regards to change. And the sun in Scorpio is telling you, okay, we already made the agreement about what needs to change. So it could be perhaps that some of you are feeling a little bit sad about something that you're leaving behind in a sense, but it doesn't have to be anything that's a personal physical thing. It can be even a mental thought process or a blockage that you've realized that you needed to heal through. But whether it's in the upright or in the reverse position, it does talk about something that was uncomfortable in the past. You've got to get yourself to a point where you can adjust yourself through it and past it. So swords energy can be anything from minor inconvenience, and I do say minor inconvenience, but it's been something that's been on your brain, which is why it's a sword air energy. But it can also be something that's been really, really kind of painful. So for some of you guys, I feel that there is a shift in momentum when it comes to your living situation, okay? For some of you, I definitely know that you are being guided into the very next steps. And again, anytime you leave something old, you do have a little space in your heart for appreciating the old thing and letting it go. But that's what this full moon is about, okay? Now, when we get to the energy of Sunday, which is the sexiest day, right? This is when we actually have the moon in its little space here in Gemini. All those good communications. This is a really good time for making sure that you are talking and socializing, because Mercury is going in its forward direction. You have two different trines that are showing up. We have the trine with Mercury and Libra, so things that need to be communicated about balance and forward momentum. And then the other thing that we have on this day is that trine that happens with Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, all of this stuff is forward momentum, expansion, and those things. And we have the major arcana of Leo, the power card that shows up, the strength card that shows up in this particular situation that says whatever it is that you've been going through, at the end of the day, there's power in what it is that you can own for yourself in this particular outcome of the week, okay? So again, you're here to find your joy and happiness. You are here to realize that you are a unique sovereign being. You are here to realize that saris are important, not just for yourself if you're the one that's saying it, because you're cutting all hooks, cords, and attachments to whatever that situation might have been. But then also, if someone's apologizing to you, then you also have the ability to cut all hooks, cords, and attachments to the old Three of Swords energy that was there to allow this new thing to kind of show up, because you're making space for it at that point. Again, bringing you to your higher love so that you can embody the Christ light, your higher love, your higher self, your 1111, staying in your particular zone. Now, what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to pull, let's make sure I got space for these again. I'm going to pull, these were the only two that were upright, so I'm going to pull one card for each of these little dudes that originally presented in the reverse, just to make sure, because we're getting past that mid-month again with the 18th, that there isn't anything else that I can explore for you, okay? So let's go into Aries, shuffle up and deal, they said. Okay, give it 2 shuffles. Foundation and achievement. So Makiti, y'all help me understand what is the specialty that's going on for some of the Aries here. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, did it flip? It did not. All right, here we go. The 4 of Rods. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, your awareness about coming back home. There is something that's being set up here. We went from a 5 of coins into the 6 of coins energy here. This is the in-between tarot deck again. Okay, remember? We're traveling from the 5 of coins, which is feeling as though that there was a series of lack or something that wasn't quite there the way that you needed it, into more balance that's showing up here for you. And what is showing up for you is this Ace of Cups, which would have been you as the lone soldier, now realizing that there is someone else that is there supporting you. Now, that could just be you and your higher self with that second cup. So in this deck, the individuals represent the cups. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, okay? Coming together of 2 different energies. The 2 of Cups energy could be you and your higher self trying to come into more union into self, but it does mean that there is joy, there's progression that's moving forward here for you, Aries, within, again, those foundations and achievements. So again, it could be home, and if you're working from home, this could also be work. I'm sorry, I just feel like I'm about ready to pop out of this, and I'm not. It's just one of those weird things. Moving forward, we get into a working scenario for people, because the 4 of Rods indicates anything that's passionate to you. It could be home, it could also be business, where you spend the majority of your time. If you're not married, then for me, I feel it for a lot of you, this is going to be someone that is achieving something. They worked really, really hard at the office. They're pushing forward. They finally broke they finally broke through. Something that you did is really starting to be recognized, okay, which is why the recognition and reward shows up. There is happiness, there is joy, there is positive forward momentum with this Monday. Let's see what's going on with this recognition and reward then on Tuesday. Let's expand on that for Aries. Nope. Yeah, they said yeah. Is there another one? There's another one. There we go. Okay. Wow. Looky. You want it to be this one. So funny. They are not popping all the way out, which is what I normally want them to do, but he said take them and switch them. Okay, so recognition and reward. So definitely in the past, you had a situation with this, we're going to call this one the Nine of Swords energy, very stuck in your thought process about something that was going on, something that you wanted, very much like in your head. Very potential that you weren't sleeping because of this information, but you were ready to let something be different. Something needed to change and you were calling it in. Here you go into this Page of Wands energy. This is the information that you were looking for. This was that email you were waiting for. This is that phone call that you were waiting for. This is the message that you were waiting for, saying, yes, we're recognizing what it is that you were doing, and now we're here to present you with the information. And then what we're presenting you with is this Queen of Pentacles energy, having it all together, security, okay? Moving into the King of Coins, which is talking about longer term security. So regardless of whether it's a personal relationship or a working type of a relationship, there is gain that's showing up for you this particular week, okay? I really like that. And therefore, that is why we're in the victory and success, and we're being asked to choose wisely because new things are going to show up to you. Now, those were the ones that showed up upright. I'm not going to clarify those, but I am going to go figure out what's going on with the waiting game, this heart loss, heartache, and this power card here, okay? All right, let's figure out for Aries by the time we get to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's deal with the waiting game here. Thank you. Ace of Coins in the reverse position. Yeah, this is just timing. You are just chomping at the bit to get rocking and rolling with something new here. I will show you the cards in just a second. Yes, definitely work related. 3 of Coins into the 4 of Coins. And yeah, here we go. I'll show you the cards here in just a second. So what's happening is that there was a judgment that was made, a decision. Let's just call it a decision. So the Ace of Coins in the reverse position really is just talking about timing. Yeah, you took a chance and you made a call to do something. 3 of Coins into the 4 of Coins, starting us back here with this 3 of Coins. It's the same card. Expansion, moving forward, creating of something new that's creating new stability into the 4 of Coins, your stableness. And then here we go again, the Knight of Coins into the Queen of Coins. So again, supporting what was going on with this work. So this was just all about a decision that was coming towards you, and you were waiting. You were waiting for this. So it tells me that you might be waiting a little bit longer for like maybe a final decision, or you might be waiting for paperwork to come in, something like that. With regards to this, it's just a matter of timing, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to be all timing, okay? Let's hit this heartache and loss really quickly, because I just want to make sure that Aries is taken care of here. So why did the 3 of Swords present reverse? What else do we need to know? You want it? Why are you doing it this way instead of flipping out, yo? Because we're making you pay attention. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is basically, there was a different decision that needed to be made. So what happens is you are getting out of the stagnancy of where you were at with this 5 of Wands. Well, excuse me, 5 of Cups in the reverse position is indicating that you're healing through this, whatever was sticking you. This was temporary, okay? And basically what had to happen is that you ended up having to go into hermit mode and kind of help clear yourself about what was going on. If this Hermit in this card was in the upright, then he's receiving all of the energy that he needs from earth, air, fire, water. He is right in the middle of receiving, and he's just chilling. He's just waiting for the right information to come to him so that he knows how to act. But because it presented in the reverse position, it indicates to me, especially with that 5 of Cups, whatever the challenging position was for you, whatever you were waiting for, maybe you were scared about something, that is being cleared out of you. So therefore we have this power card that comes through. So let's just clarify Sunday, please, for Aries. You got the Strength card again with the Hermit. Yeah, this was all about waiting to receive the information. Whoa. Oh, there it is. Yeah. You were waiting for the communication with this Eight of Wands to come through. And that you need to prepare yourself, because whatever's getting ready to happen, it is going to be a big type of a situation for you here. You got the Eight of Wands going into the Knight of Wands. So that is a lot of communication that's coming through, but it's also a lot of communication that's coming through. Okay, then we have the Knight of Swords into the Queen of Swords. There is something that you have, and I feel like for some of you, whatever skill set that it is that you have has a lot to do with communicating with people. So it could be just, there could be a lot of things that goes along with. But this is about teaching and sharing the information with the next group of people. So I feel that some of you are going to be called on specifically to train the replacement, or hold some sort of a training class, or excuse me, you're going to be called on to be the guy or the gal that like takes it to the next level for somebody else. Regardless is, if you go within, okay, if you are between the Strength and Hermit, if you walk up this path and you have conversation with yourself, your higher self, go into meditation, the information that you need, maybe because maybe that's what you're scared about. You're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. They're going to show you. They're going to teach you. You're going to know everything that is that you need to know. And this Eight of Wands energy is the communication that's coming through. So this fear that is showing up here at the bottom will dissipate. You're going to be able to do this with your eyes closed. I want to show you this picture because I love the artwork on this particular card. Look at what shows up in the back. Do you see that pony in the back? It's almost like it's the Chariot card in a sense, but really what this is the indicator of teaching. So it's passing on the data to the next person. That's what's really going on here. So that is exactly what I feel is happening. Is there anything else I need to clarify on this? No. So I'm going to pull a numerology card then. Okay, I'm going to pull a numerology card because at the end of the day, what we're getting is that you made a decision to do something for yourself, for work, to start something new. It was challenging for you. You weren't sure if it was going to, if it was going to work for you. Your happiness, you had to let go of your ego. You had to let spirit in. You did a lot of work. You did a lot of work to get to the point where you're at now. So congratulations for you on doing that. And this is giving you the results that you want. You're no longer going to be in where you feel has been lack. Your heart chakra is open and you do have strength. This situation has been a very challenging one for you, but you have gained a lot of strength out of this particular situation. So we're going to pull a numerology card here for you, Aries, and let's see what we have. And then we're going to go into the individual signs for Sun, Rising, and Moon for additional messages, okay? This is for air. Oh, perfect. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for some of you, this had something to do with a love partnership specifically. Okay. This had something to do with either you or your partner going through this particular situation and some challenges that there were at the very beginning that are being cleared up. So that's the I'm sorry. Make sure that you're in that whole thought process with your partner. The other thing that this has to do with is you becoming a sovereign being, becoming independent. This is very, very important, but you are coming into your individuality, and your individuality is not going to be the same as everybody else's individuality. That's the I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone. You're supposed to be for you, and you're supposed to be for those people that magnetize towards you. Regardless, it's all about the abundance for you, Aries, this week, okay? This is wonderful. Congratulations to all of you, because abundance doesn't always have to mean just finances. I always try to clarify that. Abundance can be abundance of time, abundance of resources, abundance of love, abundance of health, abundance of whatever it is that you were trying to call into yourself. That is what you're getting this particular week, okay? All right. We're going to pull a Master card. And then I'm going to go into each individual Sun, Moon, and Sun, Rising, and then Moon. Sorry. Sun, Ascendant, and Moon. Sun, Ascendant, and Moon for Aries. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is from the Keepers of the Light. Let's see which master would like to step forward and offer additional message. Thank you. Lady Nada. Awakening to the acceptance and divine love. It is also asking you to give and receive in balance. Heart awakening. I told you that your heart chakra was worked on a little bit because you're owning your stuff. You're owning your level of responsibility of whatever that may have been for you in the particular situation. But with you owning it, it helps you to open up and you're clearing and you're letting the old shit go. Now, I'm going to pull and we're going to read these little dudes up here. The Sun, the Rising, and the Moon. So these were the stacks you watched me go through. Obviously, I didn't see them. Okay, so here we go. If you are an Aries Sun sign, haha, we have the Sagittarius house, the IC. This is the paying attention to the movement forward. Okay, Sagittarius is temperance. It's the throat chakra. It's the optimism and it's the adventure of the different situation that comes up that we all need to be in. Think of temperance. Think about balance, thinking about pouring, think about the galactic support team coming in and making sure that things were happening for you, mixing that fire and mixing that water together. There's the alchemy that was happening in the background. You see, what are you seeing? Earth magic deck, dragonfly, emergence. This is you rising. This is you rising. This is you coming out and opening and becoming to be who you are. Wow. Archangel Chamuel is here talking about ensuring that you open your heart. Make sure that you open your heart. And so the angel thanks is, thank you, Chamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Okay. Thank you for that. If you are an Aries rising, these are your messages. Ooh, I love this one. Black Moon Lilith. If you pull your natal chart, and if you don't know how to do that, please reach out to me. It's not that hard. I can help you. But find where Lilith is in your chart. This has been about, do you guys know who Lilith is? Lilith was the original female how do I want to call it? Equal part that would have been put here on Earth to match with Adam. So basically, it was Adam's first wife. Y'all don't know about it unless you know about it. And Lilith said, F you, I'm not going second bananas behind anybody. This is divine masculine and divine feminine up in this situation. There's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of magic that happens to be wrapped around Lilith. Okay, just do your research on that. But it's a really fascinating story. But find where Lilith is in your chart. So not only was she an energy that would have been here on the planet, she also has her own little, how do I want to call it? Well, I guess the closest I would call it would be an asteroid. Like Chiron, they have specific things that are for us. But find out where Lilith is in your chart. Very interesting mystery. Mysteries unfolding. Earth magic has you shape-shifting clouds. So the shape-shifting card means literally shifting your shape. It has a lot to do with how you present yourself. It has a lot to do with minor things. It could be minor cutting your hair. I didn't cut my hair. I just have it in a pony. It could be wearing a suit or changing down to, more comfy clothes. It has a lot to do with your physical appearance, with how you are presenting yourself. How are you shape-shifting into this next particular part of the role? And then your angel card is the inner voice. Okay? So thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. So the angel is presented in the gray, whispering in your ear. Yeah, those are signs from spirit. That's how it happens a lot to people. They're not always like pushing and aggressive with it. That's like, hey, baby, you should take a look at this day. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. So I would definitely pay attention to the different results, and the mystery of the situation is what you should focus on, shape-shifting, and then listening to spirit, okay? Now, if you are an Aries moon sign, then here we go. You actually got 2 cards from the from my astrology deck. Wow, this is very interesting. The first thing that you have is Mercury. Okay, this showed up last week as well for a lot of people. We have Mercury talking about the mind, talking about communication. So for you, the conversations that are happening this week with Mercury still in play have a lot to do with the situations that's showing up for you, your mind, your thought process. The other things that shows up here is that this solar eclipse that would have happened about 8 months ago, I think it was, solar eclipse, has a lot to do with the revolution of changes that were going on. So again, if you did moon magic or lunar magic or just a prayer out to the universe when we had these big solar and solar eclipses and things of that nature back in the past, that's what's showing up for you now. Having had said that, we also do have a new eclipse season that's getting ready to start in November. So just putting that out there. We will talk a lot about that. At the end of the day, Earth Magicka says, hello, this is the wake-up call that you needed. It's going to come in fast and furious, a tsunami, okay? Fast and furious. Pay attention to that. That's that 8 of Wands energy. Live your joy. Live your joy. This is what the angels want you to recognize. Thank you, angels, for supporting me as I follow my joy. Create your joy and happiness, regardless of who you are, sun, moon, or rising. But if you're a moon sign, this is really auspicious for you. Now, I'm going to validate with the sacred geometry for this joy and happiness. This is card 42, which is the reduction down to a 6 energy, which is balance, and it has a lot to do a lot of times with finances, okay? So the upswing of finances for you. Let me move to the right page. Here we go. If you want to put some extra mojo this week, here's a mantra that you can follow, and it is simply, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be happy. You're on track, and the fruits of your labor are now being seen. So don't stop now. And when we trust ourselves and our intentions of what we want to create, joy and happiness abound. Keep your mind and heart focused and on track. Put your will and desire into action. And remember that thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are things. Thoughts turn into things. Your belief system creates the empowerment needed for success to be achieved. Contentment is there for the taking. Crystal suggestions: citrine, carnelian, coaxonite, peridot, and tangerine quartz. Okay, so the peridot will be supportive with you. It's a green crystal for that heart opening that comes through, because in order for you to create joy, you must be happy and your heart has to be open. Just tying that back together, okay? It's the start. This is the start of what it is that you've been waiting for, Aries, and I'm really happy to have been able to share this information with you this particular week. Joy, heart awakening, golden crested dragon. Keep 5D. Keep those thoughts high as you possibly can. Say you're sorry or accept an apology if it's coming towards you this week. You are not for everyone, and that is okay. You are uniquely you. You are a sovereign being trying to get into your individuality. Figure out what's going on with your love partnerships. There could be some changes, but there could be some growth coming back in. Regardless, it is a change. You're changing from the old into the new, and you are definitely coming into your abundance, Aries. I really love being able to share these messages with you. Hopefully you were able to resonate with this. If you did, please make sure that you smash that like button. You can share this. You can subscribe. If you are visiting, make sure that you comment below. And if you're looking for a one-to-one session, I am taking bookings. I am a medium. I am an angelic healer. I use quantum as well to help people get through their personal blocks. So if any of that is of interest to you, take a look at the description box below. And other than that, thank you so much, Aries, for tuning back in, and we will talk to you next week. Okay, bye for now. Many blessings.